Hello everyone, peace of Christ to all. Somebody sent me a video which is a documentary made in England about Muslim men doing polygamy and having many wives. And obviously this propaganda is promoted by Muslims very well in Europe in order to take over by number your country. So I don't think this is just about a sexual desire thing. It is a strategy, a plan of war to conquer. Now, in the video, the Muslims, they try to fool those who do not know much about the Bible, and they say things which is really absolutely false. And this video is to refute what they say. Now, I cannot play the whole video because that will be a problem. So I'm going to play a very short part, which is very important for me, which is supposedly Muslims claiming that polygamy is a teaching of the Bible and the Quran, not only the Quran. Let's see and hear together.
They've been in a polygamous marriage before, but it broke down and ended in divorce.
What's the main reason you want to looking for a second wife?
There's no reason other than that if somebody reads one of the books from God, whether we're talking about the Bible or the Quran, it's perfectly clear in there that this is what is allowed, and it's always been allowed.
That's absolutely false and a big fat lie. You see, for those naive ones, like there's a Christians who they are Christian by name, maybe even they never even read the Bible. The Bible report to us stories, good and bad, and there's many stories reporting bad things done by people. As an example, even the Bible report that the children of Lot, who they are, Lot is a prophet in Islam, and Christianity is just a person. He's no one, if we can say so, which means he's not a prophet. There it report that even the children of Lot, his daughters, they have sex with him because there's no men around, and they were afraid that if there is no men, then how they can have kids. And having kids is about a matter of surviving. It's not about sexual intercourse. It's not about pleasure for them. It's about how we can survive. If this is the only man, he's around us, and he's an old man, and soon he will die, and then we will be two left alone females. Then, and we will get older sooner or later. So what will happen? So in order for them, they come with the conclusion saying, well, you know what, he is the only man, so we have no choice. So they made their father drunk and they slept with him. Now, is that a teaching of the Bible? Absolutely, this is false. This is what two females did to their father. So a stupid Abdul, he might come to you and say, you know what, it's allowed in the Bible even to have sex with your daughter. The fact this is allowed in the Quran. And then in the interpretation it says that having sex with the daughter, which is not a daughter from marriage, is allowed in Islam. Which means if a Muslim man, he have sex with his girlfriend, and his girlfriend, she get pregnant, you can have sex with the daughter. And I'm going to show you where it says that, as you see in the screen in front of you. So it's allowed in Islam to have sex with your daughter if she is not a daughter from marriage. However, if she is a daughter from marriage, it is forbidden. This is not a question. All right. So is it allowed in Christianity to do that? Absolutely not. Is it allowed in Christianity, even in Judaism, really to have many wives? Some they will say to you, well, I can show you many examples in the Old Testament about men they have many wives. As an example, even David. Well, David, he was a king and he was not following God for a long time. David was a sinner. He cried out for God and he asked for forgiveness, and he did many unlawful things in the eyes of God. So if you think the Bible teaching, like if David he do that, show me where God said to David, go and marry as many as you want. I challenge any Muslim to show me one verse from the Bible, Old Testament or New Testament. It says go and marry 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, etc. As we'll see in the Quran. The Quran actually says go and do nukah, not to marry. Nukah does not mean marry. Muslims, they lie when they say nukah mean marriage. You can go right now to any Islamic chat room in the internet and say, I want to do nukah. Say to a girl, I want to do nukah to you. She will spit on you. If the word nikah mean marriage, she will say, sure, okay, why you want to marry me? You know, she will not be that upset, right? But because nikah is the F word, she will be upset. She will spit on you. If you say to a man, I'm going to do nikah to your daughter, he will shoot you. As you see here in front of me, this is chapter 4, verse number 3 in the Quran. And you can choose any translation of your choice. As you know, I don't approve any of Islamic translation. However, we can use it. You can take Yusuf Ali, Shakir, Biktal, anything you want. And you will see how we can expose the lies in the translation. If you read with me here, let me make it a little bit bigger. All right. So you see here they put the word Mary between two brackets. But the word marriage is not exist in the verse. If we go back in the verse in Arabic, it says fankahu. Fankahu. This is the fankahu. And to prove that fankahu does not mean marriage, I will explain it to you very simple. The only word here is used for what? Muslims, they say fankahu mean get married. All right. Now, if fankahu mean get married, then how Muslims can explain this in the verse? Look what the verse saying. فانكحوا ما طاب لكم من النساء مثنى وثلاث ورباع. Two, so go and do nikah to whatever you wish of, or your choice, or whatever you love. Huh? Not love as love, by the way. Love to have, like, you know, it's like a tab is like something delicious. Huh? So it's something delicious. Don't think this is love. So whatever matab, you can say like, yeah, somebody, what do you think of my food? He says tayyib, you know, which means delicious. So go and do nikah to whatever delicious of women, 2 and 3 and 4. Then says continue. And if you cannot be just, go and do it to 1. So having a 1 Muslim woman in Islam is the lowest choice. It is not it's not really something Allah He prefer. He start with 2, 3, 4, and the total of 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 is not really 4, is 9. What the Quran is saying is not saying go and marry 2 or 3 or 4. The Quran is saying go and marry 2 and 3 and 4. Total is 9. This is why you see most of the caliph, they married more than 4 wives in the same time. Even Muhammad, he have unlimited number of women. However, some Muslims they say Muhammad he have 9 wives in the same time. Some they say 11, you know, because some of them die, etc. However, this is not really important for now. And then if you cannot be just with them, marry 1. The just here is about providing food, housing, etc. Not about being just in kisses, you know. Even actually the same chapter later in the different verse it says, and you will never be just, which is very stupid. So how you say to them, you know, go and do as many as you want of women, and then if you cannot be just, be 1, take 1, and then you say to them, you know what, and you will never be just. If we let us clean this one here. Let me show you. You see, this is the same chapter 4, verse number 13, and this is the same chapter, verse number 129. It says, and you will never be just. You will never be just. So why you are saying to them, go then and have as many as you want, you know? And you are never be able to be fair and just as between women, even if you wish or if you work hard to do so. So this is a contradiction for the verse before it, because if I cannot be just and you are saying to me, go and do nikah to 2 and 3 and 4, which mean 9 women, if you cannot be just, then get 1. And then in the verse after you say to them, and you will never be just. That's very stupid. So why you give them a license to have 9, or Muslims today they say 4, and in the same time you are saying you cannot be just. If you go back to the verse there, the condition is so clear. It says you can have those 2, 3, 4, you know, and if you are afraid you cannot be just, get only one. But you just show us in the verse, in the same chapter, verse 129, you showed us that they will never be able to be just. So you gave them a license to have many women if they are just, but you are not going to be just anyway. So isn't it stupid? Obviously it is stupid. Now let us see here. You see, the Muslim, they translate the word nukah into marry. Let me show you here. All right. They say the word nukah mean marry. You see here the word, it's coming as marry. This is the word nukah translation, by the way, which is false. It is nukah, and let me show you that this cannot be marry. Why? Read with me. You can do two, and here you see it says or. This is false. It doesn't say or. It says wa. In Arabic, wa I mean and. In Arabic, if you want to say or, you say aw, alif and wa, aw. All right. So aw. So or. Here there's no or. So this is a false shish kebab translation. But here should be and. Let me see if I can find different translation. Even though, as I said, all of them they are shish kebab at the end. However, let us continue with this for now. You know, so the word nukah here translated as marriage, which is false, and then you shall not be able to, if you fear you cannot be able to be just, you know, with them, then get only one. So this is the worst scenario in Islam. Get one if you cannot be just, but be prepared if you have 2, 3, 4. Then which is contradiction to the verse we showed you, chapter 4, verse 129. Or look here, look, you see, or this is correct translation now. Or here there's or, here is or correct, here the or is not correct. The one is talking about 2 and 3 and 4. Here this is not correct. Here the or is correct. Or captives that your right hand possess, unlimited number. So if the word nukah mean marriage, are we allowed to marry unlimited number of the right hand possess, the slaves we kidnap them from their husbands? The Muslim, they will say to you, this is not about marrying them, this is about they are lawful for you to have sex with them. But the word there is nukah. You get my point? If the word here translated marriage, then the verse should be saying marry 4 women and unlimited number of the slaves. Because the verse here says and or your right hand possess, all of them, whatever is in your right hand possess. You see that your right hand possess, unlimited number. There is no limitation. But Muslim, they say to you, we are allowed only to marry 4. So the verse saying clearly you can do nukah to 2 and 3 and 4 and to whatever your right hand possess, or to your right hand possess. If we go back to the Arabic translation, let us go here, hold on. You see in Arabic here, for those who they are learning Arabic from me in my class, all right, you will see فَانْكَحُوا مَا طَابَ لَكُم مِنَ النِّسَاءِ مَثْنَى. You can go right now and search for this letter wa. Wa in Arabic mean and. Wa, you see it? And here there's no wa because this is the one to start with. So mathna and wa, thalath wa ruba. Look here, then when he jumped to the right hand possessed slaves, he says aw, as he said to you, aw. So this is correct translation saying or. The correct translation here should be and, 2 and 3 and 4. Here or is a good translation, for it is aw. You see it? This one is, oh, let me highlight it. You know, this is oh. So obviously the Muslims, they are trying to give us a scam, and here, as you see, you can have sex, and this is the proof that the word nukah, this is nukah here, does not mean marry. It means only sex. Why? Because it says you can do 2, 3, 4, or whatever you own in your right hand possess. I hope my idea is clear, because if the word here is mean marriage, then he is saying you can marry unlimited number of women, because whatever you own in your right hand possess. You can go and read interpretation, you will see all of them agree that you can have sex, you're allowed to have sex with, doesn't matter how many women you own, as long as they are your slaves. So marriage, according to Muslims today, not before, today it's 4, before it was 9, as I said. You can have 4 wives, but where is the marriage? Where is the marriage in the verse? You see, the same word is used for those 4 women, mathna, and the 3 and the 4 is nukah. It is the same word is used for your slaves, so it can't be marriage. This is a clear evidence that this is about sexual relationship. It's a pure sexual relationship. For in Islam there is no marriage, it is just a sex contract. That's why I said if you go to a chat room and speak to a girl, a Muslim girl, I know you don't want to be rude, but just to show you how they lie about the word nukah. Don't speak about what nukah mean. Just say, hey girls, I wanna do nukah. Who is here wanna do nukah? Anyone is interested in nukah? If the word mean marriage, you are not being rude. If the word mean the F word, the Muslims will be upset, and right away you will see the Muslims will bounce you from the chat room. For this is not what the word mean. It's not about marriage, it's about the F word. So you are being very rude. You are saying, you go to a people you don't know, and you say to a girl, Muslim girl, I want to do nukah to you, especially if she speaks Arabic. All right, like if she is a foreigner, maybe she would not have an idea even what nukah mean. So this is what Islam is about. It is about sex contract, pure sex contract, and marriage does not exist. You know, you will see in the Bible how many times the Bible speak about loving your wife. Here you will not see any love. He speak about being justice between them, which is justice based on what? Justice based on spending money. You know, Muslim women are the same as the chickens. You know, you give them like food equally, and you give them you know, a shelter, and that's it. This is the only requirement. You see, the justice here is about being just in what? Like we showed you the verse number 129. It says, "You will never be, you know, you will never be just." This is in the same chapter, chapter 4, verse number 129. You see it? It says it clearly, and you will never be just. So the just here is talking about what? Here, speaking about everything, speaking about you cannot be just in anything with women, because you cannot love them equally, and you cannot provide them equally. You know, even Muhammad, he used to spend more time in the house of Aisha more than the other wives, because he is unjust. This is why you see there is a big fight, if you remember in the Quran, whereas 2 of the wives of Muhammad, they have a fight, and they have 2 parties, and they are upset. They are so jealous from Aisha because she is the youngest, and she is more pretty than them because she is young, you know, obviously. So we see a verse in the Quran speaking about the wives of Muhammad. They spread into 2 parties, and they are pulling each other hair, and they are causing big problem to Muhammad. So Muhammad, he had imagined to copy what Umar ibn Khattab he said. And if you go here in chapter 66, verse number 4, you will see how the story is really being so aggressive and so bad. To the point Muhammad, he is threatening those wives of divorcing them if they don't behave. And Allah himself, he made a verse, imagine, saying to them, if you don't repentance, which is very funny, and I find it very, very funny, extremely funny actually. This verse actually extremely exposing Muhammad. If you don't repent, as I said here, there's two of them, but it's not two women really. Those are two women who they are leaders in the wives of Muhammad. Like we have two parties, Republic and Democrat. The Republic, let us say it is Aisha, and the Democrat is Hafsa. So part of the wives of Muhammad with Aisha, and the other part with Hafsa. Aisha, she buy them by money. She promised them, if you take my side, I will let the Prophet spend more money on you. So here they have a competition over who is going to be in control in the property and the money. It's about money. All of them, they are about money. So here the Quran even accusing them to be kuffar, because their hearts is sagat in Arabic mean they became kuffar. So imagine accusing them to be kuffar because of this. And then Muhammad, he is so terrified of the problems happening in his wife in his house, and those women, they are backing each other against him. So yes, they are enemies, but still they are against Muhammad. All of them, they agree against Muhammad, all the women. All right, look what Muhammad said: Allah is going to protect me. And supposedly this is the Quran, Allah himself speaking. And Jibreel and the righteous among the Muslims. So imagine, guys, a guy, this is how horrible the house of Muhammad is because of polygamy, to the point he need the protection of Allah, the protection of Jibreel, the protection of all the believers. All of this is against two women. An army. Allah, like, do I need Allah really to protect me from two women? Muhammad, the man, the hero, supposedly who conquer big part of this earth, he is terrified of two women, and he made a chapter in the Quran just to scare them, saying, you know what, if you want to fight with me, Allah will take my side, okay? And Jibreel and all the Muslims. So now 1.4 billion Muslims, they are holding their sword to fight with Muhammad and Jibreel and the angels, not only Jibreel, all the angels too, you know, and Allah. All of this because Muhammad have two wives leading leadership against him. Women in his household. So if polygamy was good, then how come even Muhammad, he cannot even be just with the wives? To the point they are disgusted because of his behavior. To the point he is threatening them a harsh punishment. This is Islam, my friend. So I think now it's very clear that Islam is very weird religion, and you cannot trust it. It can't be accepted in every word, in every mean. All right. So it is true. The Bible says you can have sexual relationship with more than women as a wife. Does the Bible says that you can marry more than one wife? If we start from Jesus talking, you know, we will see the topic here about one of the Pharisees came and asking Jesus, and he is testing him. Is it lawful to divorce one wife or any cause? Obviously, those people, they are, you know, they have a wrong understanding of their belief, and they think to see, like, let us see what Jesus will say about this. Maybe he will give us a wrong opinion, you know, or maybe they want to test Jesus to see if he understands even what is the Torah is teaching. So we'll look what Jesus said to them. He answered, "Have you not read that he who created them from the beginning made them male and female?" So what is the logic here Jesus is speaking about? The logic is very simple. God created from the beginning one male, one female. He did not create one male and 7 females or 4 females or 20 females. God did not create a rooster, he created a human. This is the logic of Jesus. In Islam, the God of Islam, Allah, he created a rooster, and there is many females, even though this is a contradiction for Islam. Why? Because even the Muslim story about the first creation, it was one man and one woman, which is a story from the gospel. and from the Old Testament. So when a Muslim he says that it's allowed to have more than females, then we need to explain why you can have more than one females. They say to you because there's more males than females. This is absolutely false. Some countries they have more females than males, and some countries they have females more than males. As an example, due to the communist plan in China, because of science today, everybody can decide even what the baby he want to be. You can decide you want him to be a boy or a girl. So what if everybody decide to have a boy, as what happened in China? So now in China there's 3 boys to 1 girl. So now Chinese they have a big problem. They are very much short with number of females and against the male. So now they don't have equal number even to marry from, because there is less females from male. Everybody trying to have a boy. So this is different from society to society. However, even if, let's say for the sake of argument, if there is more females than male, is that a problem Allah will fix by multiplying the marriage, or he can fix it for his God? Listen to me carefully. If the God of Islam is God, and he understands that there is a problem, there is more more females than more males. Well, aren't you God? Make them equal. Can't you know exactly by number? Like a computer can calculate to you easy how many male we need in order to have husbands for those females. You're God. Isn't it the Muslim they say to us, say B is going to be? So if we continue here, you will see Jesus speaking clearly, with no question about that, that you cannot and you should not have more than one wife. The reason is very simple. The logic is very simple. Since the beginning of time, God did not created a rooster. He created a male, one man, one male, and one female, and said, and the two, not 5, not 4, not 7, not 8, the two shall become one flesh. So there is a unity in marriage. Marriage in Christianity is not a sexual intercourse. It is not a joy in the bed for sex. It is not a lust. It is a partnership forever. That is the meaning of marriage in Christianity. It's not even about having a partner as a woman and a man. It is about unity. And you are united by God. And there is tons of verses speaking about a man, he should love his wife. You can search the whole Quran, by the way. You will not find one phrase where Allah says love your wife. What love? There's no love in Islam. It's always about the F word. This is why the Muslim man, he can't even remember how many women he slept with. They say to you that in the West there is a girlfriend and boyfriend. Girlfriend and boyfriend is 1 billion times than what is called marriage in Islam, because in Islam there's no marriage. It's a contract for sex. There's down payment and final payment. Down payment is just to buy some clothes for herself, and final payment when she finish her work. Even Muhammad, he allowed something is called mut'a marriage, where women they can have sex, take off their panties for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 1 day or 3 days, depend in the agreement. So a man, he can see a woman in the elevator and he say to her, if I pay you $5, for how long you let me have sex with you? If she say 10 minutes, that's it. According to Muslims, this is marriage. Now they will say to you, oh, this is now, it's not practiced no more. It is allowed in certain time and now it's forbidden. This is a big fat lie. The Quran never have a verse, and there's not even one place says that mut'a marriage is not a practice. This is why you see all the Shia, they start still practicing this, because they refuse to accept that it is forbidden. How it's forbidden? It's in the Quran. So in the Bible, the marriage value is different from Islam. Islam does not have marriage at all. So here, so they no longer are two. After marriage, you became one. All right. What therefore God has joined together, let not man separate. This is why the marriage in Christianity is a holy partnership. Is not a bedroom. In Islam, it's just a private part of a male and a female. They enjoy each other, they have some babies, they lay eggs, and he throw her, he dump her when she gets fat and old, as they do always, excuse my language, and then he replace her with a brand new wife. This is a scenario, it is a use and abuse for the females. And because Jesus, he know the nature of the Jews who like to do that. This is why he wanted to give the women their right, finally, that you don't marry a woman to dump her later because she became older. The rich man, he can replace his wife every few days if he want. He have money. He marry, divorce, money, divorce, marry, divorce. And this is what Muslims do. They marry 4 in the same time, but they have unlimited number of how many they can divorce. They can divorce billions. A Muslim man during his lifetime, if he want legally, officially, he can divorce a billion, trillion women. As long as he can afford it, Islam is with it. Now, let us continue. So this verse is obviously so clear. What about in the Old Testament? I can show you really tons of verses in the Bible. If we go in Genesis 1:27, God created man in his image, all right? And God created this image as a male and a female. And this is what Jesus was quoting. Didn't you read that? All right? Like, didn't you see it? God did not create a rooster. He created a male and a female. Not a male and 10 females, a male and 5 females. Why God from the beginning did not create 4 females as example? If it is better for society. We continue. The Bible is so clear. This is in the Old Testament. This is not in the New Testament. The Old Testament consider that those who multiply their wives, they are not good men. They are greedy. They are bad. They are doing a bad behavior. This is not what God wants. And the verse is in front of you. A man shall not, neither shall he multiply wives for himself. Neither shall what? Multiply wives for himself. So it is not allowed. So when this Abdul he's saying in the Bible it is allowed, he is talking about what? He is talking about men who practice this, but this is not what God said. Men, they can practice whatever they want. Right now there is Christians who say they are Christians, but they do all kind of sin. But is it God who said to them to do the sin? Absolutely not. We continue. This is still from the Old Testament. Nor shall you take a woman, etc. And even you cannot even marry a woman and her sister. All right. You cannot even, because you have your wife. That's it. From the beginning, this is not allowed. For in old days, a man, he might wish like he marry a woman, but he like her sister. Men, they are greedy. They want to have more women. It is not a secret. They pay money for it. They spend a lot of money for it. So you have to be, that's it. You marry this woman, you stay with this woman, and you are lawful for her, and she is lawful for you. And this is again, even the Old Testament punish those who do marry additional wife. How the punishment is. Somebody will say this is not right. Well, if you know that this is not right, then don't do it. Look what the punishment. If you marry a second wife, the children of the second wife will not inherit. As a punishment for you and for the women who married you, or you call her marriage, quote unquote. Which mean a woman now, when she see the law like this, she will say to herself, you know what, if I marry him, even if I like this guy and I accept him to be married to a woman before me, my children will not inherit. And I will not inherit too. So she will refrain from doing such a behavior. Now, some people, they might say to you, well, there is a better solution from this. No, listen. You see, when Moses come with the law, there is a reason. There is a reason. And people do not understand that Moses, as a prophet of God, he come with law which is sweet, or let us say fit with the nature of the time he live in, We are talking about time where people, they are so savage. This is why you see that law of Moses, it's tough. And the Bible, many people do not notice that the Bible have two kind of law. There's a law of God and there's the law of the man. Now, if Moses, he give a law, as long it is not inspiration from God, this is his law as a leader, as a ruler. God gave Moses the command, the 10 commandments. This is the law of God. Anything else is not inspired from God, is the man's solution for a position or situation they have. And even though here, obviously, it is forbidden. Same verse. Now, if we go, like, there's more details in Timothy, etc., about, you should not have more than one wife. It's obvious. And you know what? Ask yourself a question. If polygamy is allowed in Christianity, why we don't allow it then? Why no Christians allowed it? Don't tell me Mormon are no Christians. Obviously, it says clearly you cannot do that. So when a Muslim, he say to you, this is what the Bible teach, this is a big fat lie of their own mouth. You have to have one wife, not two, not three, not four, not five. Marriage is holy in Christianity. And you can go here in this chapter, and you see the principle of Christianity, and you will get better understanding. Muslims, you see, Islam sweet many people who they have a sexual desire. You wanna live like a caliph in the house, and women, she is massaging your feet, and the other one, she is playing with your fingers, and the other one, she is taking hair from your face, and the other one, she is taking lice from your head. Well, Islam is the one you need. If you are looking for love, not lost, Islam is not for you. If you are looking for lost, you want to sleep with as many as you can, as many as you can afford. Let's make it more clear too, as many as you can afford, because Muslim women, by the way, they don't take off their panties for free. This is not a marriage, remember. This is a contract of sex. You pay, you have to spend money. And they suck you. I grew up in the Middle East. You will see all Muslims, they stay poor. Why? Because the wives, not the wife, the wives, they try to keep their husband poor as much as they can. So they keep asking for money, and they hide the money. They say, give us $1,000, they spend $200, and they save $800 in their pocket with their family. The reason they do that, because there's no guarantee and no insurance that they will not be divorced any second, any time, and they will be kicked out of the house. I remember once a neighbor, she said to my mother, good for you, you are a Christian. We as a Muslim women, we don't guarantee that even the food we are cooking, we will eat it from. Because a husband, he can say to me when he's angry, you are divorced and I will be thrown out. Even the food she is cooking, she is not sure she will eat it. So Muslim women, they have no assurance, and there is no guarantee of their future. This is why they keep sucking your money. They keep asking you for more. Change the blinds for us, even if they are not old. Change the furniture. Oh, I cannot stay in the furniture the same for more than 2 years. Change this for me. Buy me more gold. I want this ring. They keep asking you, because if a Muslim man get rich, he get a brand new wife. It's very normal to understand. This is their mentality. Because even the Quran says, as long as you can afford it, then do it. As long as you can afford it, you do it. So don't let the Muslims fool you with their lies. One male and one female, and this is what Christianity is based on regarding the marriage. I hope this video explained everything to you. So don't go by the Abdul, they don't even know their religion. How they can even teach you your Bible? Christ is Lord, Islam is false, as usual. Thank you.